What is going on YouTube? In today's video we have a bulk PSA submission preview. So I haven't done one of these in a while. Honestly, I think sometimes they can kind of be boring just because a lot of the cards repeat over and over again. But we do have a lot of new people on the channel. So I wanted to do one of these just to show folks the types of cards that I'm sending off and give a little bit more reasoning on why I'm sending these cards off to PSA. So we got two orders here today. Each are 110 cards. So let's start flipping through and I'll talk about the reasons why I'm sending these off. So first we have, I believe, about 30 of these Revolution Steph Currys. So these are raw, $1 card. In PSA 10, they're $30 to $40. So it's something where after the grading fee, you're looking at least tripling your money, and these all should probably get 10s. So I was pretty picky on selecting these. We've got a few LeBron Revolutions. So I think I got about 20 of these. And again, something that I think this is about a $5 card raw, but in a PSA 10, I think it's pushing 100 bucks. So something where you're gonna have $15 into these, but at the end of the day, you could sell it for nearly 100. Take out all your fees and you're looking at churning 20 bucks into 100. So 5 times your money, not too bad. Next, we've got a Optic Premium Giannis. So this is the scope design, and I really like these scope designs, and the reason I really like them is the scope design is actually a 90s precious metal gem design. So I think that long term that type of foil pattern is going to be really desirable, especially since they keep on coming out with new and weird and tiger stripe and zebra stripe and rainbow something or others, that I just think long-term hobbyists are going to want to go back to the things that they knew and kind of the basics. And I think the scope, since it's a foil pattern of a precious metal gem, is going to be one of those. So I've been picking up scopes whenever I can, but we've got some Giannis cards. Again, most of the cards that I submit are Giannis, Steph, and LeBron, and I guess a few Trouts here. Here's a Trout Gold Refractor, but just trying to find superstars. A lot of low-end stuff that you can pick these cards up for $1 to $10, get them graded, and graded they're worth 40 to 100. So just little stuff that you can pick up here and there to get it graded. A lot of this stuff isn't things that I want for my collection. I'm going to start posting some videos of some of the Giannis cards that I do have for my collection, maybe some of my LeBron collection. But a lot of this is just stuff that even if you don't want it for yourself, by getting it graded and increasing the value on it, you can, as the channel points out, you can flip it and then you can do what you want with that money. So some people might be flipping it looking for a profit. I personally, a lot of what I flip into cards that I want to keep for myself. So like this will be one, this LeBron Select Scope, that I'll end up keeping for myself. But this is a card that raw is $50 to $100, and in a PSA 10 is probably a couple hundred. But it's something that, you know, I don't, in my day job, don't really make a whole lot of money, that I really couldn't go out and spend a couple $100s on a card. But if I can take a couple of these cheap dollar cards, get them graded, and flip that into a couple $100s, then I can afford things like this. So a lot of my collection is stuff that basically that I flipped a bunch of lower end cards that I didn't really want, didn't mean a lot to me, into cards that I really do want. So anytime that I can go out and get cards that I think I can flip, I do, just for the sole fact of I can then put them into my LeBron and Giannis collections. A lot of, so I got Brandon Clark, got some Sexton rookies. So actually, these were all in my common box that I have that I really don't care about the cards. But I thought, you know, I'm going to go through there and see if I can't pull out some stuff that might be worth grading. And there's a lot of Jaren Jackson Jr.'s, Colin Sextons, a lot of the rookies from this year that have started to gotten valuable. Stuff that when I originally pulled it out of packs, I thought, well, that's not something that's even probably worth grading. So I just kind of threw it in common boxes. But now it is worth grading. So we're getting to the second order here. So always have to have more Steph and LeBron Revolutions. Seems like that's a mandatory on my video. I feel like it's I'm kind of like Elite Code 3. You got to have the mandatory Vic and the LT. For me, you got to have the mandatory Steph and LeBron Revolutions. So got those out of the way. And then now we're back to some random cards. I think these I'd found in like dollar boxes. Got some Trout Beam teams, a couple more LeBrons. Really like the courtside variations in Select. I know some people have been talking about Select as a brand. I like it just because of the things I've been talking about. It's not a retail product, so I do think it's limited. And then the courtside variations are even more limited, so I think long term these will hold their value. Some more Select, another couple more scopes. Again, like the scope design. Base Currys. I've got a lot of base Currys. I'm hoping that he comes back strong next year off injury. And I think long term too, Steph is kind of, I put him in the same arena as Kobe and LeBron. They extend outside of basketball, right? Their global reach, their scope extends outside of basketball. So it's something that I think long term these cards of these guys will continue to grow. Whereas some of the rookies, you know, who knows, if a couple of these rookies, if they blow up, they might get really hot for a little bit, but 10 or 20 years, if they don't do much, we'll have all forgotten who they were, and their cards will be back to basically being worthless. But again, a lot of these rookies, I just kind of had them laying around and wasn't really going to do anything with them because at the time they really weren't worth grading. But now if these come back 10s, you know, they could be $50 cards. So what the heck? Something that was just laying in a box that maybe I was going to get $1 for, maybe not, who knows. But coming back at 10 could be worth $50. Again, it's just trying to turn those little things into higher value cards and then being able to take those cards, and if you want to keep them for your collection, awesome. If you want to flip them and take the cash, awesome. If you want to flip them and put them into cards for your collection, awesome. I've got some LeBron rookie refractors that are now $20,000 cards that there's no way in hell I would be able to have those if I wasn't taking cards and flipping them and being able to put that money then into my collection. So that's it for today's video, guys. Again, I know a lot of the repeat cards, it can be kind of boring, but hopefully for some of the newer folks on the channel that was useful for you, and we'll talk to you next time.